Final best of 5, and with mirror classes, we see our first mirror match. Both players going to be playing the Paladin, but I have a sneaky suspicion we might not see. As Reynad with the big smile on his face. He knows that already he is being judged, because this is going to be an aggro list for sure.
No, man, it's just a Murloc Tiny Fins. Don't worry about it.
And a Wisp.
Hey, that's my favorite golden card in Hearthstone, Murloc Tiny Fin.
I love that his opening hand.
Hurts.
His opening hand costs a grand total of 3 mana.
He could have
out of 4 cards.
He could mulligan and improve that, Noah.
Yeah, maybe you can draw into the second
look at those wings
wisp.
from Murloc Tiny Fin. I'm really looking forward to this.
Wings? They don't have wings.
Wings.
Oh, winks. I thought you said wings.
They're just blinking.
Yeah, they're blinking.
All right, fine. They're not as cool. You guys don't have this love for Murloc Tiny Fin.
Well, we just want to crush your dreams.
You can tell what kind of deck this is when Reynad holds on to Divine Favor in the starting hand.
Well, dude, I mean, he's going to be able to ditch his hand pretty quick.
You know what? If Reynad draws into
Here we
his
go. Watch
Hobgoblin,
Kranish's reaction for the Wisp.
Yeah, there's got to be Hobgoblin in here. Just do it, man. Do it. Do
You're
it.
not going to wait for it? Oh, my God.
Wisp.
Play your whole
Kranish
hand.
already smiling.
Oh, he could have played it all. I wanted him to play it all and then just Divine Favor the next turn, but probably be terrible. Well, I mean, I guess you go Haunted Creeper here.
We're asking for the aggro decks. I didn't think this was the way it was going to go down, but Reynad innovating again.
I mean, if you think about some of the stuff that Paladin has right now, they've got a lot of good options for this kind of deck, you know?
Steward of Darkshow obviously would find a lot of value in buffing up these one attack minions.
Yeah, there's a Zealous Initiate too, and that's the one that has the Death Rattle, so when it dies, it gives another minion +1/+1.
Do I dare hope for a Hobgoblin, though? Because that also would have some interesting synergy here.
I think
it's gonna work. It's gonna work so well if he draws into Hobgoblin. That is the only issue. He needs to draw into it.
Yeah, if he draws Hobgoblin, it's gonna be great. But if he doesn't, it's gonna be maybe a little bit rough. Now, you'd be rolling the dice a little bit if you played that. Knife Juggler. I don't know about that.
So Kranish has equality in his Secret Paladin. What is he aiming for with the equality? Maybe Freeze Mage?
I just really want Reynad to draw another 0 mana card so he can play his whole hand and Divine Favor.
Oh my gosh, Kranish held onto his Knife Juggler. That could only mean one thing here.
Muster for battle. Slowing things down.
Decides to hold that Divine Favor for just one more turn.
So, I mean, as far as the equality in Secret Paladin goes, right now I think there's a lot of high health stuff you need to deal with in general in Whispers of the Old Gods. If you look at our Cthulhu Druid that we saw a little bit earlier, that's definitely a deck you'd want equality for. A lot of other options too. Darkshire Councilman, perhaps. So I think equality actually has a lot of utility right now with all the new cards coming out.
Kranish going to trade up with the Keeper of Alderman.
Yep.
Hobgoblin hype coming in, hopefully.
Do you kill the 2/2? I'd say probably, yeah. I like it.
Could be an argument for trading into a 1/1 and forcing the trade with either the other 1/1 or the Shielded Mini Buff. Because if you do trade in, it will just die to Hero Power.
I'd rather have my opponent Blessing of Kings a 1/1 than a 2/2, but he's gonna go for it.
Okay, this could be the turn. This could be the full turn. If you could use everything in his hand and Divine Favor.
This is so ridiculous.
Here it comes, guys. Kranish is gonna light this.
Yeah,
one.
let's see Kranish's reaction after this.
Here we go.
We got it. He's gonna draw 4. That's not bad.
That is really good. That is probably the most number of cards you can draw off of Secret Paladin's hand.
There is Divine Favor justifying the hold on turn 1.
Well, see, everybody's clapping now, but when Consecrate gets drawn next turn by Kranish, I mean, okay, Secret Paladin's probably not running it, but still.
Secret Paladin lists have got pretty greedy. Dropped both the Consecration and True Silver Champion in some cases, so see how that shakes out.
It's a weird situation for Kranish because suddenly cards like Eldor Peacekeeper just aren't actually that great.
Yeah, you don't get any value off of the Elder Peacekeeper.
Yeah, you play it because it's a decent minion, but yeah.
Oh, are you serious?
Well, he's just lucky that it didn't go onto the Argent Squire.
Reynad with a wry smirk.
Good old Zealous Initiate. Or good news Zealous Initiate, I should say.
The redemption is really good for Kranish, though. It's going
Yeah,
to get
it is.
an extra juggle.
Yeah.
Unless we see Reynad prioritize clearing another minion first.
Where is the Hobgoblin? That's the question. This is good because he won't get the juggle now.
Yeah.
And he's still got essentially a 2-2 and a quote-unquote 2-2, you know, with the Divine Shield. So do you go ahead and just Blessing of Kings? I guess not. Well, maybe. You know, it may come as a shock to you, but I've never played this deck myself.
Me neither.
This is a Reynad special. Don't think anyone has piloted it except for the man himself.
I like playing the good decks. I don't like fooling around with the Hobgoblins. I'm sorry.
Hobgoblin is kind of fun, though. I did Hobgoblin Zoo a little
I'm
bit.
sure it is, but I just don't want to play it myself.
Right now, I don't know if it's so good. Dr. Boom might be a problem for Reynad.
Kranish debating his options, has Blessing of Kings of his own.
Still no Consecrate. He probably does not run it anyways.
Yeah.
생각 좀 해야겠어.
7 mana turn looks very straightforward, but it's 6 mana turn. I guess you just kind of have to use the Blessing of Kings just for some semblance of a board.
Yeah, but you're not going to kill the more like Tiny Finn. You're going to kill an Urgent Squire or another one because more like Tiny Finn is so cute.
All right, well, that's...
I called it.
I don't know if that's always the reason. It's actually going to push face damage, which will get punished by Blessing of Kings if Reynad wants to trade.
Well, yeah.
You will have
you have
to,
to.
yeah.
You have to get rid of that.
And they're more like Tiny Finn lives. I'm really happy about that.
It'll die eventually, don't worry.
Oh, come on.
I mean, the
curse
board
it.
explodes at the end and we never see the Tiny Fin again, so you might have to say that it will
Maybe.
explode one way or the other.
You know, the fact that Reynad probably isn't running Consecrate is hilarious.
I know.
It's just one of those times where you're like, oh.
Spellbreaker does represent 4 less damage on the board if you use it on the shielded mini bot, but it's certainly not the Consecration you're looking for, and it would mean that you wouldn't be able to play Dr. Boom this turn. However, with 14 damage and the weapons are 15 damage represented.
You could even Spellbreaker the Knife Juggler and Elder Peacekeeper the Shielded Minibot.
Would reduce a lot of damage and get that board, that 4-3 body on the board.
4-3 and a 3-3. Seems reasonable.
Or it decides to go the other way around.
I mean, in the end, it means less damage coming in overall.
Wow.
That's about the same, actually. Oh, there's a Steward of Darkshire.
That doesn't, like, the Divine Shield doesn't go to the hero part, does it?
It does, because it's
It
summoned.
does?
It's
Oh
summoned
my
minions.
gosh.
That's right.
The value.
Yeah.
Value is real. But Reynad?
So, I mean, I would say go ahead and trade in 2 of your recruits, or trade in, 3 recruits. Why not? Because the Abusive Sergeant's going to get the Divine Shield, and then the Silverhand recruit that you use your hero power from
Is
gonna get it
Reynad
too.
going to suicide his Murloc? Please don't.
Oh, yes.
Please don't. I'm so
It's
sad.
time.
I'm going to be so sad.
It's time. Oh, maybe not now. Yeah. I love that they're making it, these cards interact with summoned minions instead of played minions. I think that makes these cards so much more usable. It's very, very cool.
I love that the Steward of Darkshire is making his board
Tiny Finn survives one more turn.
making his board more resilient to the non-existent Consecrate.
That's right.
That's all that I care about. The Tiny Finn staying there on the board.
Kranish has got one of those "this is my life now" faces right now. Repentance.
Ah, yes, Repentance.
The least useful card in the world against this deck. Well, sorry, Kranish. I guess you're just dead.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do?
So if a minion is Repentance, does it get the Steward of Darkshire buff?
Of course. Oh, no, because it's not summoned at the time.
Oh.
No. Well, I mean, it would be summoned to proc Repentance, so after it got Repentance, maybe? That's a good question. I actually don't know.
For some reason, not an interaction we have to talk about much, is Reynad, he brings the deck that you have to imagine. In the pre-match, he said he brought...